So with S and Z, you need to think that first of all, you don't know when it's S and when it's Z. Okay, these rules will help you. Yeah. Secondly, if you do know when it's S and Z, you have to do it. You have to remember and do it every time. Then the next thing is to make it sound natural and for it to be a big struggle for you. Because at the beginning it sounds weird because you're forcing, and it will take you maybe a year to get it to sound natural. So, you have the three categories of the endings. These apply to the third person singular present, as in he walks, she wakes up. No? You have the plurals, and you have the apostrophe S or S apostrophe. Okay? So the easiest one is the Z. When is it Z? When it's everything else.
Everything else and all
and
that exception.
That includes all the vowel sounds. Yeah. So way, you think, that ends in an H. No. Way, how do we spell way?
W-E-I-G-H.
But phonetically, it's way. As in Wong Kar-wai, the Chinese artist, no? So, if it's way, the plural will be?
Weights.
The plural, or the third, it's not a plural because it's a verb. So the third person singular will be he.
Weights.
Which is what?
Said.
Z. Because you're saying said. Ways. Yeah. Because it ends in a vowel sound, the diphthong, a, as in opus dei. No? Yeah. The same from the Moralecha. And the rich people. Ways. No?
Ways.
So, all vowels are Z. That's easy.
Right.
All the consonants are Z, which are not an exception. So, most things are a Z. This means that if you're Spanish and you say everything as an S, you get everything wrong.
Yeah.
If you have a doubt and you don't remember the rules, just make it all a Z.
Yeah.
But then we have to make it sound natural, which is even more difficult. So, we have the rules about when it's S and when it's an S is extra syllable. It's only an S with five exceptions. All the rest are Z, and there are 5 exceptions when it's an extra syllable as is, which is still Z, but you've got an extra syllable. So there's only 5 which are not Z. You've got 5 which is an extra syllable Z, all the rest which are Z, and you've got 5 which are S only. Okay, so you've got T, K, P, F, and Th, as in theta, as in bath, which is not vibrating, but you don't have the vibrating th, as in bathes. You have baths or baths, but you don't have bathes. So T, K, P, F, th. Repeat that.
T, K, P, F, th.
Th. Th. To make the th, your tongue comes out 1/2 centimetre between your teeth, and you blow air with no vibration. No vibration. Think. Theta. Cerveza. No?
Think.
It's the same. It's the same. Phonetic is the same. So baths.
Baths.
Easy. So T, K, P, F, th. Repeat that.
T, K, P, F, th.
Again.
T, K, P, F, th.
Okay. Those are the only S's. Everything else is Z.
Yeah.
Almost all are Z, and there are 5, which is extra syllable plus Z. Okay? So, the 5 again for the S are?
T, K, P, F, th.
Okay, so your brain's working this week.
Yeah, that's...
Last week, what did you say? You said, I can't possibly remember this. This is impossible.
No, it's just like... I think you've taken this approach from the start. It's impossible to... I think the way you get through this is, as you said, always use a set, which is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
whenever it sounds very weird, because even if I don't really recognize the noise, I might have some, I don't know, so subliminal understanding of when
Maybe.
maybe I use the S,
English
but if
people
I
have
need
some-
to think this thing, I won't like
Yes, so the 5 are, again,
T, K, P, F, the.
th, with no vibration.
Th.
Yes, the subliminal thing is a good point. If you ask an English person, what are the 5, they don't know because they've never studied it. But they have that information, and if they see a word they've never seen before, they will know how to do it, because without realizing, their brain has understood this rule.
Yeah.
But it doesn't realize it's done it.
Yeah, I know.
So what happens is, at the beginning, you don't have this advantage.
I know. No.
So you have to learn this rule. Until you learn this rule, that you never make a mistake, but you will actually forget the rule, but your brain will know it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I might not be able to say the 5 things.
Yeah.
Even though I've taught it a million times, but I will never make a mistake. But this is like the top level that you want. At the beginning, you just repeat the 5, which are
T, K, P, F, the.
th, with no vibration.
T, K, P, F, the.
Yeah. Okay? And don't worry, we did it last week, we did it this week. We will look at it every time you start to fuck up, we will repeat the thing again. And it's this repetition that will mean that your body assimilates it without realizing it. No, that you will just do it without knowing, without thinking. The same way as you don't think about bending your knee when you run, it just bends.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is it Z?
Always other than.
Exactly. And the vowel sounds, ending in a vowel?
Ending in a vowel is set.
Yes.
Set.
The only exceptions, the
Are
first
with
5
consonants.
are consonants. Okay.
Yeah.
The next 5 with the extra syllable Z, as it is, you have S, Z, sh as in shut up or kaisha, ch as in chimney or chimenea, it's the same, and j as in John. Gauges, no? Messages, manages, manage,
That's
to,
all
manages.
set. Is that all set or all S?
That's all extra syllable Z.
Well, then I don't need to know it. It falls within set, right?
But manage to, manages. Gauge, gauges. You see? Extra syllable Z. So, you have
That is.
S, Z, sh, as in shut up, push, pushes, ch, punch, punches, and j, manages, messages.
Yeah, but none of those fall within this category, right?
They're all S. Then we have
No,
5
my
extra
point-
syllables Z.
yeah. But my point is, none of the sounds that are described in this new rule fall within this category. So
No,
de
you have
facto-
category 1, S. Category
I'm
2,
saying de facto, I don't need to know the rule, right? De facto is set.
but it's extra syllables Z.
Extra syllable.
So, manage, how many syllables?
Yeah, but that I know. I think that intuitively I know.
Okay.
That I need to say manages, but then I need to do the set. Manages.
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 You're saying S. Manages.
Manages.
Okay, so S, Z, sh, ch, and j, as in page, pages.
Yeah,
S, Z, sh, ch, j.
I'm gonna do that.
Write them down then.
S,
Z.
said.
Sh, which is this.
Sh,
Ch, as in ch.
yeah,
And j,
yeah.
as in John.
S, said. Sh, ch, j.
Again.
S, sh, ch, j.
So push,
pushes,
pushes.
pushes,
March,
march, marches,
page,
pages,
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 pages.
pages. You don't put your tongue out.
It's the same position as S, the only difference is that you vibrate. You only put your tongue out from your teeth with the sh, with the, no, you don't put it out with the s is here, z is here, sh is the lips, but there's no tongue out.
Okay.
Zh, there's no tongue out on any of the S sounds.
On any of the set. These are set sounds, we said.
There's no tongue out on any of the S group of sounds. S, Z, sh, and j. There's no tongue out.
Yes.
The tongue out was for think.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
though. That's the tongue between the teeth.
Yeah.
The TH sounds.
Okay.
So S, Z, sh, ch, j. Again.
S, Z, sh, ch, j.
And the first five with the S.
P, T, K, P, F, th.
Th. With no vibration.
Th.
And the extra syllable.
S, Z, ch, j.
And then everything else, Z. Okay.
Yeah.
So, test this.
Okay. Apples.
Which is what?
Z, apples.
You're not giving me a Z. Apples.
Apples.
You're saying yes. Let's put the headphones on and hear you better.
Apples.
You're not hearing yourself. Put your headphones on.
Yep. Apples.
You're saying yes. Okay. So even if you know the rule, the problem is that we're not hearing. You think you're saying a Z, but you're not. Okay. And if you listen back, you'll hear it. Apples.
Apples.
That's much better. Now you're listening. Next one is knife. He knifes somebody. Would be knives is the verb. The plural of the noun would be knives, which would be everything else. Z. Kiss.
Oh, that doesn't fall within the S exception? The F?
This knife, if it takes an S, if it's the verb, he knifes, it ends in F sound, so it will be the S.
Okay, that's what I understood. It's in this.
But if it's a plural of knife, are knives with a V. The plural is written with a V. So the V is everything else. Okay. So it will be Z. Kiss.
Kisses.
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 You're saying yes.
Kisses.
Now the difficult thing here is that you have first the S and then the Z.
Yeah.
Kisses.
Kisses.
That's it.
Parents.
What?
It's an S.
Yeah.
Places.
Which is what?
A Z. Why not?
It's an extra syllable Z.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it ends up in an S.
It ends in the S sound. So again, it's the same as kiss.
Yeah.
So it's difficult.
Places.
So what you have to do is do no vibration and then vibration. Because you will want to do one of two things. Either you will want to make them both vibrate because it's too difficult for you to do the two different things in the same word.
No.
Or you will make neither of them vibrate. So what you need to do is imagine you're driving a car and you need to accelerate or not, but not just keep it down all the time.
Yeah.
Kisses.
Kisses.
That's it. Places.
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 So what I want you to do is I want you to stay on the S until you've got your brain worked out that you can make the next sound without fucking up this first one.
Places.
Places. That's it.
I think
Next one.
yes. I don't know why. Can I? Sorry.